Hi, my name is Ruben de Ronde and you're at Future Sound of Egypt 300 in Amsterdam Escape and you're watching Kidson.
So Ruben, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. It's actually it's my birthday today. So I'm celebrating my birthday here with all of you guys. So I hope someone brought a cake. Maybe Steve Aoki will drop by with a cake. Fingers crossed.
I should have opened up with happy birthday, Ruben.
Thank you very much.
Did you have a good day?
Yeah, I've been going down. I've been to Haarlem to do some shopping with my girlfriend and just easy. Yep. Yeah, I mean I had to be rested for tonight's gig, so yeah. So the party's actually here.
Yeah. Talking about that, you're playing at home today. How does that feel? I mean, playing in Holland and Amsterdam like this.
It's funny that it actually took me like 10 minutes to drive here, instead of flying all around the world or sleeping in a hotel or whatever. I can be home again like 11:30, 30 minutes after my gig, which is really weird. But it's nice because I think the crowd is really international, because everybody needs to write in on such early notice. So it's gonna be special tonight.
Do you play differently when you play in Holland like this?
Well, I think I will be playing a little bit differently because the crowd really comes for Future Sound of Egypt. So I think I'll play a little bit more trancey or uplifting than I would normally play.
But that's not because of it's Holland, right? Or that's because of the event itself?
No, I don't think Holland has to do anything with it because the crowd is so international. So
you started your own record label, Statement, back in 2005. Yes. What made you want to do this?
Because there was so much great music at that time that didn't get any recognition or didn't get signed by any of the bigger labels back in the time. So I was like, well, I can give it a try. And that's how it started, actually.
And how's it been since then?
Really good. I think it's more my own releases nowadays. If I decide not to release the certain track on Armada, or Armada is like, you can release this one by yourself, then I release it on Statement recordings. And besides that, I release stuff from my friends Danny Chan and Tommy Johnson, and LTN. There's something coming from Paul Rigaud and Ardi. And from Rog, a guy from Haarlem. He actually lives around the corner. So there's some nice stuff coming on Statement soon.
In 2007, you started working with Armada. How did that start?
I actually got asked to work for them because I was always running around festivals promoting my own label, promoting Statement, running around with CDs and handing them over to DJs. So they were, at a certain point, they were like, why don't you come and work for us and do the same for us? And that's how it went.
And what was your first task? How did you get into? I mean, what was the first thing you started working with?
Well, back then Armada wasn't as big as it is right now, so I had to do a lot of multitasking there, like even uploading to download portals or promoting records to DJs and updating websites and whatever. So it was such a different time back then, and I had to do many different things at the same time then.
And right now you're the A&R manager for Armada Music.
Yeah, well, I'm a part of a team. We're about 5 people that does the A&R. I do the A&R for Armin van Buuren's labels, State of Trance, Armada, and Who's Afraid of 138. I do that together with Armin, so we decide together which tracks will be released on those labels. And all the other labels are being handled by Onno, Sander, and Rogier, and Gezien, and Michael, the owner of Armada, does a bit of A&Ring himself as well. So that's basically the role of the A&Rs at Armada.
What does a typical day look like at the office? Now you're traveling.
A lot of emails, a lot of download links, a lot of listening to music. It's a lot of fun. I'm in a lucky position that I managed to make a profession out of my passion, music. So I'm a lucky guy.
If we look at, I mean, I can get a view of the scene right now. If you were to tell me like the scene of the promos, what does it look like? What did that promo sound like?
Well, luckily, the quality of music is going up again, especially in the uplifting side for the last year, I think. There was a time there was a lot of really bad promos. There still are there, but I think a lot of smaller labels like Trance All Stars or Infrasonic and Alter Ego and Hans, for example, are really promoting quality stuff, good new talents. So looking at that, it's much more of a pleasure right now to check promos now than it was like 3 years ago.
How often does it happen that you hear a new track and like, wow, I gotta sign this right now, or I gotta do something right now with this?
It doesn't happen a lot. For example, I did it with Alex Morph when he played at the State of Trance 600 in Madison Square Garden. He played Bang for the first time, his track with Jerome Ismay. And I was like, wow, what is this? This is awesome. So after his set, I went straight to him. I was like, what is this track? I need to know it. We need to sign this for Armada. And then he was like, yeah, it's my new track with Jerome Ismay. We were supposed to release it on his label, I think. But luckily they decided to release it with us. Big track.
You're also a big part of the State of Trance radio shows. Mm-hmm. What do you do with the radio shows?
I help Armin out as much as I can with listening to music, setting up competitions, setting up interviews. I do a lot of interviews. Like this week we did an interview with BT. Next week we're going to have Dash Berlin and Ronski Speed. So there's always something happening in the trance scene that can be done, and I'm helping Armin out with getting good and nice content for the show.
I know he's a big inspiration to you, Armin. How does it feel to work closely with somebody that you admire that much?
I think it's great to work with him because he's a big inspiration not only for me but for a lot of people. I think he reaches so many people with his weekly radio show, with his latest album Intense, and with his single This Is What It Feels Like has been, I think, his biggest hit so far. I think that's really cool. He inspires me in a way that he's sort of a role model in the way he does his business. He handles press even, or he handles social media. He's a big inspiration for me.
Working with Armada, a State of Trance, your own DJ career, you travel a lot. How has that affected your life?
Well, I'm lucky enough that it didn't come overnight. So I really grew into the position that I am right now. It's not like suddenly I started traveling and suddenly I was busy. I guess I was always already busy working with music, working with my productions, and I had my first international gig, I think, in 2004. So that's already a long time ago. So I think it's getting used to it. I mean, the worst thing is, of course, being away from home, but I always try to get the first flight home again after a party, because I don't mind sitting in the airport 2 hours instead of going back to the hotel, drink too much, and then wait 15 hours to go home. So
this year we saw the release of your debut album from Sao Paolo to Sofia. It's a very beautiful album, actually. What inspired you to create such a piece?
It was actually sort of made for fun. Dennis from all the events, he coordinates all the State of Trance events. He came to me and he was like, the doors open of the event, for example, at 7 o'clock, but the first DJ starts at 8. So we need to have some music for the people that walk in, that they have something to listen to while they get ready to party. And it needs to be laid back and it needs to be easy listening. So I actually sat down for 2-3 months and made that 1 hour album that's now from Sao Paulo to Sofia. And yeah, a lot of people ask me, like, why did you make a chill out album? Well, that's why. And in the end now, even Hardwell used it in his I Am Hardwell concert before he starts playing. So it's really cool to first see your own productions in a big arena like in Mexico for 1 hour, and then Hardwell using it as well. I mean, it seems a lot of people like it, and you can download it for free on my SoundCloud.
I was just going to talk to you about that, because you gave the listeners a choice when you released it. Yeah. You gave it up for free on SoundCloud, but you also released it on iTunes.
Yes. It's on iTunes, on Spotify, even on Beatport. Because it's not my typical kind of thing, I'm like, if you like it, then you can either decide if you want to download it for free or buy it to support my whatever. Yeah. So I gave the listeners a choice, and if you want to have it for free, you can have it for free.
It's a beautiful album. Did you know how it would sound before you started, or did you experiment?
Experimenting a lot. I mean, it's quite a experience to remix some of your own tracks and make them into such a down tempo thing. But it's really cool. I really enjoyed working on those down tempo things and the dark, moody sounds. So I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did making it. So
you have your own radio show,
yeah.
The Sound of Holland.
Yes.
What does Holland sound like right now?
right now it sounds like Future Sound of Egypt 300. So now my radio show it's all about first some progressive tunes into progressive trance. I always try to find these typical tunes that don't hit the Beatport chart or don't get played by the biggest DJs, but are really, really nice to listen to while you're at home. So I see that a lot of people listen to it and they're like, wow, we're getting so relaxed because we're listening to your radio show. And that's a little bit of my aim. My live sets are a little bit different than the Sound of Holland. It's more like the end of it, but I think people right now know the difference between my radio show and my live sets. So.
Just one final question. In the future, if I were ever to interview Armin, what would I ask him? Something funny or something something that's a secret? Do you have anything?
Ask him about his game room.
Yeah, I'll ask him about his game room.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ruben de Ronde and you're watching Kidson.